Hi everyone, here's a quick tutorial, this time on how I go about rotoscoping, which is basically tracing over live footage frame by frame, and you can get some really cool results. So for this tutorial I'm just going to use a GIF I found online, but you can also use videos or something you made yourself. So what you want to do is bring your GIF or video into your animation program of choice. I'm using TVPaint 11 Pro as always, but whatever you have on hand is fine, like Flash, Toon Boom or Critter. Now my GIF is a lot smaller than my canvas, so I'm going to scale it up a bit using the transform tool, and this will reduce the quality a bit, but it's just for this example and so I can see it a bit better. I'm also going to drag out the frames to last a little longer because my file is currently at 25 frames a second and I think the original GIF is around 10, so this should make it play at the speed I want. As always, depending on the style and how much detail you're going for, rotoscoping can be very time consuming, but I think it looks really good if you're patient and don't rush it. A good example of something more detailed is Aha's music video for Take On Me, and if I did something like that it'd probably take me weeks and weeks and weeks, but just for this tutorial my style is going to be very basic, so it shouldn't take me too long. I'm going to use a black round brush, and on a new layer above I'm just going to trace around the edges of the figure. Obviously you can use whatever brush or colour you like. Definitely experiment because you can have a lot of fun with this, and it's good practice if you want to make something more complex later. Now because his movements are so fast it doesn't matter too much if I'm not super neat. I could do another video showing the process on how I'd approach something more complex with a more sketchy / painterly look. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in and I'll add it to my list. So if I turn off the GIF layer it looks really weird and as though his feet have turned into hooves. As a final look, this isn't quite what I was going for, but just outlining the edges and key bits of the figure is the simplest way to do it if you don't want to do any more than that. But I do want more detail and to make him look like he's got actual legs. So you can do this on a new layer or on your line layer if you're very brave, and I'm just going to start filling in the shadows. I was using the stroke tool, just a regular round brush, but it was taking a bit too long, so I switched to TVPaint's filled stroke, and this was a lot quicker and I could get some sharper edges, which is good for the creases in the trousers. Once that's done, I turn off the GIF layer again and it looks a lot better. Now I could keep going, but there is one thing I want to fix before I move on. You don't have to do this, but in this frame his arm pokes out from behind his back, and because both his hip and arm are in shadow, they kind of merge together and I don't want that. So I made a new layer, used the stencil function and basically turned the shadows on the arm to a lighter grey just to separate it out and create some definition. Most people probably won't notice this because the movement is very quick, but I think it looks better this way. After that I do the same with the other frames, and after playing it through a couple of times, fix any mistakes I find. And that's all for my very basic rotoscope tutorial. Considering this only took me about 30 minutes, I think it looks pretty good. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff from me, like this video if you find it helpful, and suggest anything you want to see down in the comments and I'll add them to my list. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back with another one real soon.